Kamurocho. Determined to prevent any more deaths, Yagami searches high and low for the handyman, but the search leads to a maze of dead ends. As the situation becomes dire, a lifeline appears at the other end of a phone. The caller offers a lead, one that expires too quick for comfort.
I only showed up at your bar so I could ask you about Kawana. Does this mean you want something in return?
We'll get that sorted out, if you promise to meet me alone. No, I won't be at Survive for long. If you don't make it in 10 minutes, you'll never hear from me again.
Yagami-san, glad you could make it.
You the owner of Siren?
Yeah. Let's take this to the bar. Follow me. So, I hear you're a Kamurocho detective.
Yeah, and you're a distant relative of Kawana's. Can I ask your name?
No need. This'll be the only time we meet. But to Kawana-kun, I guess you'd call me his uncle-in-law. Everyone's got a dumbass uncle in the family. And that's me. After all, I'm ex-Yakuza.
Based in Yokohama?
Yeah, the Seiryu clan. After I got out, I looked after the shop for 20 years. Till today.
You mean Siren, right? What'll happen to it once you've skipped town?
None of your concern.
Fair enough.
Guess you detective types can't help but ask questions.
So you two are related. I noticed you didn't mention Kawana being an alias.
Oh. Done your homework, I see.
His real name's Kitakata. At least...
You're trying this.
Okay. Why did you call me exactly?
Well, you see, Kuwana-kun wanted me to stop by his...
Such as?
A pack of cigarettes with a lighter inside. Thing is, it was gone by the time I got there.
Don't you mean a USB stick made to look like a lighter? Let's not beat around the bush here.
See, I figured you'd grabbed it.
So of all things, Kuwana wanted you to pick this up?
Yes, and he prefers to keep that content private. So, if you could just hand that over.
Now I'm curious. Care to tell me what's on here?
Would you hand it over if I did?
No. I'd still need to confirm you told the truth.
Can't you tell Kuwana-kun's backed into a corner here? Asking an old man to help was his only choice. Let's be honest. I couldn't take that thing from you if I wanted to. All I can do is appeal to your sense of decency.
Well, I've got to say, that's more persuasive than threats ever would be. But if you really want me to give this up, at least let me see Kuwana.
I'd consider that, but he's already long gone. He was ready to cut out at the drop of a hat.
If that's the case, unfortunately, I'll need... A high school teacher was killed by the thugs that went out. Her name was Yokosawa, a young woman dedicated to her career. I'd met her while investigating the murder, but while trying to get her side of the story... Do you know anything...
I don't.
You're really drawing a blank? You don't know anything about criminals? Do you at least know how they're connected to...
Again.
And this flash drive's my only concrete... If it's so important to Kuwana, he should have...
Don't be so hard on him.
Are you saying Kawana's ex-Yakuza too?
Nah. He was just your average civvy before all this. But... circumstance. That's when he came to a Gene show. I'm the one who suggested the handyman thing.
What do you mean, God?
I'm not...
Good
You'll understand once you see what... That takes care of everything I have to say.
Not sure it's such a good idea for me to just...
Thinking about stopping me? Would...
That's why this is the safest place in it.
Yep. And I'm glad you're faced.
Yagami.
Oh, great. It's Claw Guy. You were with the Yuma, right?
They say you've brought your little posse from Tokyo. You I couldn't trust an outsider.
Posse? Wait, don't tell me you think I'm RK. They're not even close to... Hey, Tesso, you got this all wrong.
Then I hear some teacher chick gets killed after a break-in. Fuckers. Someone let him into Ijincho, right? Right? Figured I could at least try beating him. What I don't appreciate is
I'd like to find that out myself. I was first on the scene of that murder. I knew the woman personally.
Shit. And why's the rest of his crew here with him?
They're after a local handyman.
Yeah, matter of fact.
I'm looking into that now. Which is why they're still out. So the more you get in our way, the... You understand then?
How's about I make you the deal of a lifetime, so long as RK's messing around and...
Really?
Sure.
You really think this...
What you're missing here is... So now, if anyone lays a finger on you, same rule for all the ladies here in Ijincho. With me on that, brother?
Oh, this...
Besides, making you a brother is the only way...
no.
Anyway, let me know if you get any intel on RK. Just shoot me your location and it's done. We'll give that teacher her piece.
I was just thinking of calling you, Yagami-shi. I heard Kaito-san got stabbed at Siren.
Is that true, Yagami-san? What the hell happened?
Look, I promise I'll fill you in, but right now I really need Tsukumo's help.
With what?
I found a USB drive at Kawana's hideout. It was disguised to look like a lighter. We have to know what's on it.
So, Kaito-san was attacked by that Soma guy too?
Yeah, while we were chasing Kawana, Soma popped up and got him right in the gut. Almost got me too, to be honest.
You're saying one guy almost single-handedly took down the Yagami Detective Agency?
It's true. And right after, I got a call from Kawana's purported relative who wanted me to hand over the flash drive. Apparently, what's on...
When I open it, all I see is one data file.
Of what?
It's a video.
Damn, what's on?
Let's make...
Dude, only ate shit! Thomas, so did I. Come on, Mitsuru. Quit being a little bitch. I told you to take it in the face. Alright, let's do it over again, okay? Suzuki, make sure you're getting this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna really fucking nail him this time.
Smile. Ready when you are.
Hey, get your ass back! Mitsuru! What did I just say about being a bitch? You asked for it. I'm gonna have to punish ya. Punishment! Punishment! Let's hear the punishment song, everybody! Punishment! Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Mitsuru-kun's Strip Show! Stop! You little shit, did you just kick me? Huh? Too late to get tough now, Mitsuru. Come here. Show us what you got.
Don't struggle now. We want to see. We gotta get this all on camera. Aw, isn't this just the most pathetic sight?
Oh shit, he's pissing himself.
Ew, that's so nasty.
Disgusting. Oh, look at this shit. Get out of here.
These little shits are the worst.
One of them said something about
Yeah, he was Sawa-sensei's classmate.
He's Reiko Kusumoto's son, right? Vice Minister of the Health Ministry? 30 years old and still in a coma. It seems we've stumbled on private video footage of Mitsuru Kusumoto being bullied.
And it was on Kawana-san's secret
I don't know.
Just a moment. This frame gives us a good look at the key players' faces. Why don't we try gleaning what we can from it?
Sounds good. Let's dig in. Hey.
If I'm not mistaken, Shinya Kawai was the bully whose name got out to the public.
Yeah. I have no doubt the guy in the picture once RK came here to Ijincho. Uh-huh. Suspicious. This girl recording the
Someone said her name in the video.
There's another familiar face.
Right. Yui Mamiya. Sawa-sensei also told me that Mitsuru...
Yep. So we're looking at Yui
Mamiya-san, huh?
Originally, after watching, there were really about 10 bullies.
Yeah. They're living out their lives like if word got... What the... This guy's face is familiar.
I don't know him either. Who is he?
I think I remember him. I saw him at the crime scene where Mikoshiba's body was. He showed his eye...
That gives us all the people in this bullying...
Yeah. But... Hey.
I feel bad for
13.
Mitsuru.
She seems to...
Hey, and maybe
No.
he... September 17th.
Got something?
I just cross-referenced.
shit.
That can only mean... The video may have provided some interesting connections, but the link being the reason Kawana-san came...
Right. Kawan, or is at least a recipient of the video from the original.
Kawana-san and Sawa-sensei knew each other somehow, right? Well, then, maybe Sawa-sensei recorded it 13 years ago, and then had Kawana-san look into it, as one of his handyman requests.
It's possible, but it just feels off.
Why's that?
Because of what Siren's owner said to me.
Okay.
You'll understand once you see what's on the lighter. Both Kawana-kun's past and his purpose.
He said we'll know Kawana's true identity once we watch the video. But that hasn't been the case so far.
Yeah. What identity could we draw from a secret recording of some bullies?
Assuming Kawana's in his early 40s, he would have been a... What if?
In that case, the one that...
That's right.
The way you're talking,
We have.
This is the...
So the...
Apparently, he witnessed bullies. All he did was...
It's not Kawana.
We checked the rest of the teach...
Mitsuru Kusamoto.
Correct.
Sawa-sensei...
Huh. She didn't...
No,
This is...
seems like
Yeah.
If I had... No,
Hey.
The worst part is that all he said was, don't overdo it. But afterward, the public eviscerated him. He had to quit his...
Hold on. If he was dismissed,
You figure something out?
the homeroom teacher at the time of the incident did take some flack.
Yeah?
If that's
What-
the case, couldn't this...
there's a chance.
Uh-huh.
Yagamishi, I found it. The name of Mitsuru Kusumo. You were right. It wasn't the same teacher.
Kitakata?
His real name's Kitakata.
That's Kawana's real name.
So, Kawana-san?
I just found a picture. This is Kitakata Sensei.
It's Kawana. Yeah. This is the link we...
Everything is clicked into place. Kawana-san was the linchpin of this case.
So, 13... That's what made him... He told me...
For living a life...
To get revenge. Then, maybe all his hatred got aimed at Shinya Kawana.
Possible. What?
I wouldn't rule it out. Maybe they came to Ijincho?
Yes, that would explain Arcade.
Could that...
You got it. We already know this.
Oh. The students in the video?
Individual...
But why would...
Huh.
What makes you...
Well, Kawana had this to anyone in this video. If it did,
Yep.
which means this video is Kawana's lever. RK is the only one saying Kawai was...
Okay, hang on.
Yeah. It's a bunch of what-ifs stacked on top of...
Who'd that...
Someone in the video. If she was involved with Kawai's abduction...
I agree. Yagami, so if we can get Yui Mamiya to corroborate, perhaps even including Kawana-san's whereabouts.
Yeah. Looks like he hasn't given us the... Mikoshiba and Sawa-sensei's murders. We'll get all the...
And I guess this is bringing us that much closer.
Oh,
You should accompany him, Sugiura-shi. With Kaito-san out of commission, I'm sure.
Your call, Tsukumo-kun.
thanks for lending him out, Tsukumo.
Hey, don't under...
You know how they say your life flashes before your eyes when you're dying? That shit's real talk.
You saw it all, huh?
Yeah. There I am, bleeding out. And suddenly I'm getting the 3rd degree from Matsugane-san. Back when I was still just Captain Hamura stares me down like, oh, if I'm gonna go...
I'm sure it'll be rosier when the time comes.
That bastard Soma, though. Next,
Well, you didn't tell the cops about
had to give the cops a statement.
That'll get you busted, you know.
I'm joking that I got knifed by this...
In that case, it's only... So for now, we'll go after Kawana.
Kuwana, huh? He's a...
Huh?
Kuwana must have had some sort of... In fact, he palled around with me all...
I wouldn't.
Still.
Just focus on getting...
What? Sugiura gonna...
He and I are off to question Mamiya. He said he'd drive us from Ijincho and everything. Really, guys?
So, we off to see Mamiya? I'm ready whenever you are.
Yep, let's go.
All right. If your theory... And even if that's off, we can at least learn more about Kawana-san as a team.
Yes?
Hi, it's Yagami. I dropped by with Genda Law the other day.
Not again.
I have just a few more questions I'd like to ask you.
You told me the last visit would be your only one. Seriously, why do you keep showing up here uninvited? Please, just leave me alone.
I suppose I should mention, I'm here today as a detective, not a lawyer.
So what?
And my partner here is Sugiura. He's with an agency called Yokohama 99.
Never heard of him.
He's based in Ijincho. He's working a case. Maybe you saw it on the news? The murder of Seiryo High teacher Yokosawa, killed in her own apartment. You and Sawa-san were classmates in high school, is that correct? After leaving Kurokawa 13 years ago, Sawa-san moved to Ijincho to teach. Are you still there?
What is it you want? I haven't seen Yoko-chan since graduation. Now go. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Maybe you'll remember Kitakata-sensei then. I ran into him at Sawa-sensei's home right before the murder. He was your homeroom teacher at Kurokawa, but resigned after the Mitsuru Kusamoto incident. Just like you, he appears to be connected to Sawa-san.
So why am I being singled out? Can't you just ask someone else?
Believe me, it's a long list. But right now, we're here to find out how Sawa-san got mixed up in all this. You two weren't necessarily on bad terms.
If I had to say, we weren't...
How convenient. Because that's a perspective I'd like to hear more about as well.
My husband will be home soon. Can you keep it quick?
I'll give it my best shot.
Exactly. Thanks for hearing us out.
Hold on just a moment.
Huh. Wonder what should we...
Sorry to keep you.
Is your son home today?
Doesn't your husband help with...
Excuse me, but you are in no place to make those kinds of Well, what?
The grope...
Excuse you?
When Akihiro Ihara grabbed you on... The whole thing was a conspiracy?
You need to leave.
Dude, what?
No one would even think to consider a... But if it was to establish a murder alibi, that way, Ihara got away with killing Mikoshiba. But as luck would have it...
If you don't get up the second...
It took me quite a long... But once I learned Yoko Sawa attended... She was in your... just before... That same gang has been hunting...
What is it?
Amiya-san. He may be...
I don't know...
Well, I'm willing to wager...
Oh, God.
See for yourself.
No.
This was recorded at... It was well hidden. Your Kitakata-sensei had it on a USB drive. He really didn't want this thing being seen. The most interesting part is the date. It's the very same day Mitsuru Kusamoto jumped off the school roof. And hanging out in the back, we see you, laughing and cheering right along with the other bullies.
Guess it's safe to say it's a good thing your family wasn't home. Wouldn't exactly want them seeing this, would we?
Has this video come up? Has Kitakata-sensei ever mentioned to you that he had it?
Please! Please delete it!
Considering the angle, I get the feeling that this was recorded in secret. And based on your reaction, did you even know it existed?
You know what happened to Mitsuru-kun. He's been in a coma ever since what you did to him that day. But still, only one of you took the fall. Shinya Kawai took all the blame. Well, sorta, being that he got fired, Kitakata-sensei took heat too. Still, you all just moved right along with your lives. You've even got happy little families. What? Are you expecting someone?
Amiya-san?
Well, I knew it would happen someday.
What do you mean?
Looks like she wanted some company over.
Come on!
Well, this turned into a shit show.
And would you look at that? Our old friend Akaike-san showed up to play a part. So you are all working together.
We know. Doesn't it feel good to be such a reliable friend?
Yeah, Higashi, cool.
What's your call?
Oh, quick.
What?
You'll know she called.
Yeah.
I don't give a Fuck those RK assholes. And how could Aniki have let him get to him like that?
Now that Higashi-san's up to speed, should we get to it? I imagine Mamiya-san doesn't want to drag this out.
What do you intend to do with me?
First, you'll tell us everything you know.
Then let's get...
Let's start with the video. Any thoughts you'd care to share? I found it. I take it.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
if Kawana,
we didn't
like,
keep
what?
that.
Yeah.
No, we must. That's.
If the son of a woman who drove a kid to attempt suicide, his life would be ruined.
That recording is more than it's.
I get it.
Same for all my close ones. And
When-
5, then he's
Well,
never. We
You'll
Remind
what? Then it wasn't
and
the cool.
and it's so.
But doing
yes.
Yeah, so-
we were after.
So you-
we had nothing. There was only a video. It was of all of us. Trying to keep. When I saw it, I just went cold. That's when I knew I would never be able to escape him. It was any.
And that
Since
excuse
that-
me. What?
And he did I think
So,
anyone until
so was we that
not all
So-
we had he but the if we, and then Kawhi's and we know that
So as long...
sounds sitting. He's dragged.
Misted.
We'll see. What are
What?
these strange things? So,
that he was asking her about the suicide.
the suicide.
The lawsuit played out like no bull, but Yoko-chan.
how do you do that?
From Yoko-chan, I think that's why she let her guard down and told them everything. After learning the truth, Sensei believed Mikoshiba needed to be held accountable.
So if Sawa-sensei hadn't talked to him, Ihara wouldn't have gotten involved? And none of this would be happening in Ijincho?
Possibly.
No, this isn't right. Sawa-sensei didn't know Kawana's identity or his objectives. She thought she was just talking through her problems with a sympathetic ex-teacher. At the very least, she sure as hell didn't deserve to die for that.
It's not like we're the ones who did it.
Who is it?
Block number. Hello?
Yo, know who this is, Yagami?
Kawana?
Yeah. I heard you're looking for me.
Where are you?
I'm willing to meet you now if you come alone. But you have to let Mamiya go in exchange.
What?
All right. She's free as soon as I see you.
Works for me. Then come on down.
Pretty sure I locked up behind me.
Listen, I'll only meet you alone. And don't make me wait long.
He told me to meet him alone. You can
You gonna be alright by yourself?
Well, he already knows Mamiya-san's with us. I'm guessing he was watching us from somewhere. And I can't afford to do anything that would piss him off enough to make him disappear.
Got it.
No. We'll take care of this end of it.
Hope you don't mind I let myself in. Now, are you gonna hold up your end and release Yui Mamiya? Come on. You and I can either try to make this work, or neither of us is gonna get what we want. So, you gonna make the call or what?
Hello? Yagami-san?
I'm with Kawana. You can let Mamiya-san go.
Got it. Will do.
Sorry about all this, Yagami. Why don't you sit down? Maybe it's time you and I had a heart-to-heart. How's Kaito holding up?
Kaito-san's recovering in the hospital. For now. Sawa-sensei is another story, though.
I can hardly believe it. She was the last person I wanted to get mixed up in all this shit.
If that's the case, why were you already waiting in her apartment? RK's top men were lying in wait over there to get their hands on you. So why was she the one lying on the ground? Answer me, Kawana. Was it because of you?
Would you feel better if it was?
How dare you?
You're thinking that if you hadn't stuck your nose in her affairs, she might be at home grading her papers right now. You tell me, is that what's eating away at you right now? Because if it is, you're mistaken. That guilt is mine alone to bear. It's my burden to carry. When I saw on the news that she had been murdered in cold blood, it felt like the whole world had stopped spinning to me. I would take it all back right now if I could. But unfortunately, to fix this, I'd need to turn the clock back further than you'd think.
You mean back to when you were a school teacher?
Yeah, basically. Back to when I still had a little faith in humanity. Seeing someone's life get cut short, you never really bounce back from it, do you? But I don't have to tell you that. I did my homework on you, Yagami. It seems you were a fairly accomplished lawyer. You even scored a murder acquittal. But we both know how that ended. The death of an innocent young woman. You and I are the same. We both have scars. And they're the type of scars that never fully heal.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
But for Sawa-kun, it was 13 years ago. The very day before Mitsuru Kusamoto jumped, she stopped me in the hall so she could tell me about how serious the bullying really was. Up until that day, I just assumed it was boys being boys, teasing. I figured it was harmless, that they'd get bored with it, and then they'd move on. I mean, come on. Kawai had to have been twice the size of Mitsuru. It's not like I'd seen any fighting, so I warned him not to overdo it, and eventually he would take the hint.
Well, according to what I was told, you smirked, actually.
Yeah, I guess that's what I did. Now it's too late. Sawa-kun had to point it out. Sensei, how could you be so blind, she asked. Her eyes were this piercing mix of pity and scorn. According to what she told me, nearly half the class was bullying Mitsuru. She said she'd seen him at the station. She made it sound like he had half a mind to jump onto the tracks right then and there. I'm not so presumptuous anymore. But back then I thought I'd won their hearts and I couldn't just go on smiling like nothing happened. So I decided to do my homework. The next day I put a hidden camera.
So you admit that
Yeah. You saw it, right? Talk unfortunate. I missed him. What happened in that later on all the bullies were at. Kawai started it. To anyone outside of it, all they to the people were Kawai and myself. That was the day.
So you couldn't forgive your student. You went so far.
That's right, but I don't care.
You say that, Even though I'll ask you again, don't dodge.
I wouldn't say, but I suppose 4 years ago, there was a You know this, right?
Yeah.
When she was in court, Sawakun, soon as she told me that, I knew Hiro Mik. When Sawakun...
What did she want?
She had a sneak. She called me a few times.
And?
I denied any that there was...
Huh?
She meant you, a detective already...
The police are a pain in the ass. But when an out-of-town detective comes sniffing around, that's bad. I knew I had to act fast to get you off the trail. Although, Sawakun was a problem too. I thought I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
And then what?
First, I found out where the 2 of you would be meeting up, at that little cafe. Then, I hired the Liumang to step in. But you put up one hell of a fight. They had strength in numbers, but you would have taken out the whole group if I hadn't stepped in. Nonetheless, my other message went through. At the same time, Sawakun was handed a photo of Mikoshiba's final moments. I left that task to someone you know, Yue Mamiya. They hadn't seen each other in 13 years. Sawakun had no idea.
The lady in the sunglasses. Yue Mamiya was involved in that too?
Everything I did that night was intended as a warning to Sawakun. Although, I guess I didn't have to be so extreme about it.
Yeah. Sawa-sensei was too smart. She must have started suspecting that you'd had something to do with Mikoshiba's murder. After all, who else could have known we'd be meeting at that cafe? She'd have traced it right back to you.
Even if Sawakun had started to suspect me, I knew she wouldn't sell me out to the cops. We're too alike. The both of us lost students to suicide on our watch. That said, I couldn't bear the thought of dragging her down into the mess I started, so I scared her off, and I thought she would stay away. The day she was killed, she called to ask if we could speak in person. I could tell something was wrong. She was on the verge of tears the whole call. Then she broke down. I asked her why, of course, but she wouldn't give me a straight answer no matter how I tried to phrase the question.
So then what? Did you just waltz on over there? It doesn't seem like you.
Watch it. You don't know me well enough to say that.
Maybe. But I assume you had some sort of plan going in. Were you gonna confess to her?
Here's the thing. If she'd figured out that I was behind Mikoshiba, and it didn't sit well with her, I would have told her every last detail. Sawakun knew. I think she would have understood me. Or at least that's what I had believed. In hindsight, I think she was forced to make that call. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure she'd have rather washed her hands of me. Hard as it is to hear, I think she called me under duress. RK probably had her hostage. That would explain the vague responses. That's probably why her voice was trembling. It's tragic.
You mean it was RK? Why do they want you so badly anyway?
I don't know.
What?
If I knew their angle, I'd be doing more than just scurrying around.
You serious?
Believe me, I'm just as clueless as you are, much as I hate to admit it. Honest, I'm not thrilled that a small army wants my head on a platter. Have you noticed how RK seems to show up at the worst possible times? Someone must be pulling their strings.
Then we're on the same page. At least we agree on something.
Just a sec. Yeah. I'm still over here with Yagami-san. You're not being tailed by any of his guys, are you? Okay. Then I'll meet you right now. That was Mamiya-kun. She said she's free. You guys have been true to your word. Tell Sugiura-kun that I said thank you.
Now you want to go? We still have some business to settle here.
Now remember, I'm the handyman here. Let me do the dirty work. I don't know what else to tell you. But you need to get out while you still can.
If you disappear into the night, I don't want to go busting my ass just to find you again. Before you leave, I'll need some contact info. A phone number would be nice.
Oh, no need for that. As far as I'm concerned, This is goodbye. I wouldn't count on that.
You won't get away.
You don't give up, huh? Leave me alone! Don't you have anything else to do?
You won't get away.
Oh, look at you!
Hold up. You won't get away.
Oh, look at you!
Hold up.
Leave me alone!
You won't get away.
Oh, look at you!
Hold up.
Yeah.
Catch you later!
Oh, damn it. Get back here. What the? Where'd he go? Kawana! You guys again. You really need the masks? Come on, Kurakawa kids.
You heard that, right? The detective here...
Kawana!
What are you going to do now? Sounds like...
But Sensei! Huh?
Oh, he's even. I know.
Okay, come on. Kawana? Oh no, Kawana! Really? So nice of you to stick around. Mamiya-san. Well, since Kawana couldn't stay, Sounds like you're not out of the woods just yet, huh?